I thought Andrew Yang did tremendously well at the fourth Democratic debate. And I was actually kind of surprised at the beginning of the debate where they had about 10-15 minutes of talk about universal basic income. And I have a few clips here from the debate that I thought were pretty interesting moments. So Andrew Yang was asked why his $1,000 a month plan was better than Bernie Sanders.
Why is giving people $1,000 a month better than Sanders' plan to guaranteeing them a job?
I am for the spirit of a federal jobs guarantee, but you have to look at how it would actually materialize in practice. What are the jobs? Who manages you? What if you don't like your job? What if you're not good at your job? The fact is, most Americans do not want to work for the federal government. And saying that that is the vision of the economy of the 21st century, to me, is not a vision that most Americans would embrace.
You know, we also had Yang versus Warren here where, you know, Warren was kind of attacking Yang's idea, and then Yang kind of clapped back and was like, nah, like,
Need to address this. Senator Warren, I've been talking to Americans around the country about automation, and they're smart. They see what's happening around them. Their Main Street stores are closing. They see a self-serve kiosk in every McDonald's, every grocery store, every CVS. Driving a truck is the most common job in 29 states, including this one. 3.5 million truck drivers in this country, and my friends in California are piloting self-driving trucks. What is that going to mean for the 3.5 million truckers or the 7 million Americans who work in truck stops, motels, and diners that rely upon the truckers getting out and having a meal? Saying this is a rules problem is ignoring the reality that Americans see around us every single day.
Senator Warren, respond, please.
I understand that what we're all looking for is how we strengthen America's middle class. And actually, I think the thing closest to the universal basic income is Social Security. It's one of the reasons that I put forward a plan to extend the solvency of Social Security by decades. It also has a provision for your wife, for those who stay home to do caregiving for children or for seniors, and creates an opportunity for them to get credit on their Social Security. So after a lifetime of hard work, people are entitled to retire with dignity.
Thank you, Senator Warren.
I see this as an important question about I want to understand the data on this.
Senator, thank you very much.
I want to make sure we're responding to make this work.
Your time is up. I want to give it.
So I thought that was pretty great of Yang to say at the end there that he has the data. Warren's like, we need to look into the data. And this is, you know, kind of what Yang's been saying is like politicians, they say, oh, we need to look into that. And Yang's like, it's already been done. So I thought that was good for Yang to be attacking both Bernie and Warren. It was kind of unexpected for me because Yang's like never really been, you know, too much on the attack during these debates, but I think that's good for optics reason that people are gonna take it more seriously. And just the fact that, you know, at the beginning of the debates there was like 15 minutes on universal basic income, like that never happened in any of the other debates, but it happened in this one. So I think people are taking Yang way more seriously. Typical Yang style, he towards the end of the debate, he came out with, you know, a brand new idea that I thought was pretty interesting. So let's just play that clip.
Yang.
First, I want to thank all the voters tuned in at home. If you don't feel like you answered you got your question answered tonight, it's understandable. There are 12 of us. I'm going to be answering voter questions for 10 straight hours this Friday. My website, yang2020.com. And if you ask your question tonight, there's a better chance I'll get to it.
So on this Friday, Yang's going to be doing a 10-hour live stream where he's going to be answering viewers' questions. So I imagine basically if anyone asks him a legitimate question, he's probably going to answer it at like 10-hour live stream. That's like a long amount of time. I think he needs to keep bringing in the new ideas all the time because that gets him coverage that makes him stand out, you know, among the crowd. So I think that's really cool that he did that. And I also watched a couple of post-debate interviews he had, and they're actually pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. So the one from CNN here was pretty interesting. So let's roll that clip.
We're going to go to Chris Cuomo, who has Andrew Yang. Chris.
Exactly right. Exactly right, Jake. Thank you very much. It's good to have you with us.
Thanks, Chris.
So how do you feel it went for you up there tonight?
I thought it went phenomenally well, and I just want to give full credit to the CNN moderators for talking about the seriousness of the fourth industrial revolution and automation. We're here in Ohio, and Ohio has lost over 300,000 manufacturing jobs and went 8 points to Donald Trump in the last election.
But that's a good story, but it's not the reality. That's what Senator Elizabeth Warren said. Innovation, you know, sounds good, makes a great story, not why we're losing jobs.
Yeah, the studies I've seen say the exact opposite, but I had an exchange with Elizabeth during one of the breaks. And I said, I think audibly, I said, I have the data. And so she said to me, I want to see the data. And I was like, fantastic. So hopefully we'll get her the studies that I've been referencing for months now.
She wants to see the data. Elizabeth Warren is joining the Yang gang. She actually asked him during one of the breaks that she actually does want to see the data. So it sounds like she might actually be open to supporting universal basic income, which is pretty fascinating. And then there was this other interview here where this guy tried to like totally dunk on Andrew Yang, and Andrew Yang just aced this interview with logic and math. So let's roll that.
There was a long exchange tonight on the universal basic income and automation, which has been sort of a core theme of your campaign. You talk a lot about automation, but I'm not convinced that the kind of apocalypse you paint is really coming, right? We've had all kinds of automation revolutions. Like, why should people be focusing on that when there are so many other issues around the institutional arrangements and the minimum wage and labor unions and the strength of workers that seem like they're as important as automation?
Well, you certainly shouldn't take my word for it. The Obama White House, MIT, McKinsey, Bain all project that between 20 and 30% of American jobs are going to be lost to automation over the next 10 to 20 years. And we already automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs here in Ohio and Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Iowa. And if that list of states sounds familiar, those are the same states that Donald Trump needed to win and did win. There's a straight line up between the adoption of industrial robots in a voting area and the movement towards Trump in that area.
So yeah, Yang just came back at him with all these studies that prove what Andrew Yang's been saying about automation. So that's when Andrew Yang's his strongest, when people try to attack his ideas. He's got so much data backing up his ideas. I mean, it's really kind of amazing that they're now like starting to attack him. That means like mainstream media is kind of taking him seriously now, which is a good thing. But yeah, anyways, like I think the polls are going to start to trend upward. So I'm interested to see when when new polls start to come out, and to see how it goes from here. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.